At 2:13 am on October 4th, something happened in Redwood Pines that no broadcast station, emergency service, or technical expert has been able to explain. Inside the Redwood Emergency Call Center, every phone line lit up at the same time, 32 incoming calls, all ringing in perfect synchronized rhythm. Elena Ward, the only dispatcher on duty, froze as the sound echoed through the room. She pressed the first blinking button, but there was no caller. No breathing, no voice, just a low, trembling hum so deep it seemed to vibrate against her ribs. And then, layered underneath it, a whisper, "Return them." The town of Redwood Pines wasn't the kind of place where strange things happened. It was small, quiet, surrounded on all sides by towering redwood forests. Elena had worked the night shift for 6 years. She'd heard everything: car crashes, cougar sightings, even a few meth-fueled ghost claims. But nothing like this. She checked the caller ID. Every single call came from the same source, an unregistered number that didn't exist earlier that night. When she ran a trace, it pointed to coordinates 3 miles deep into the restricted northern forest, a zone closed off by the military decades ago. Trying to calm herself, Elena played back the recording from the first call. But what she heard wasn't the hum she thought she remembered. Instead, it sounded layered, like something was trying to speak through the frequency, like multiple voices trapped inside the sound. She increased the volume. Behind the hum was another faint noise, the rustling of trees, footsteps, and something heavy dragging across the ground. Over the next 3 hours, more calls came in, 2781 in total, each exactly 1 second apart. Everyone contained that same message, whispered with unnatural clarity. "Return them." It didn't sound like a plea. It sounded like a command. By sunrise, Elena had made a decision. She printed the coordinates from the trace, grabbed her flashlight, and drove toward the northern forest. The deeper she went, the stranger the air felt, heavy, like the sky was pressing down. Her GPS died first, then her radio, then her phone. By the time she reached a metal gate marked "Federal Property Do Not Enter," the world felt quieter than it should have. Even the insects were silent. Beyond the gate stood an old military relay tower, rusted and skeletal, reaching into the morning fog. It looked abandoned, forgotten, but the door at its base was cracked open. Someone had been inside recently. Elena entered cautiously, sweeping her flashlight across dusty equipment panels and peeling warning signs. Something had been dragged across the floor, long, heavy grooves leading to a trapdoor in the corner. When she pulled it open, a staircase descended into a chamber filled with dust-covered filing cabinets, reels of magnetic audio tape, and a metal plaque on the wall labeled "Project EchoGate Classified." Her heartbeat quickened as she loaded one of the reels into a player and pressed on. The recording crackled before the voice of a soldier filled the room. He sounded terrified. He explained that EchoGate had been an experiment to test whether deep, low-frequency sound could open temporary rifts in dense natural environments, allowing rescue teams to locate missing hikers faster. But the sound didn't just bounce off the environment. It reached beyond it. It reached something else. The soldier whispered, "They answered our signal, and they walk like shadows." Elena listened for an hour, voices of soldiers breaking down, reports of shapes emerging from the trees, men going missing inside the forest only to return days later, changed. But the final tape was the worst. It contained the exact same hum Elena heard that night at the call center. The same layered voices, the same whisper, "Return them." Suddenly, Elena felt vibrations through the floorboards. The tower groaned as electricity surged through old wiring. It was 2:30 am again, the same time the calls had started. The tower was powering up on its own. She rushed outside. The forest shook with a deep, bone-cold hum. Between the trees, shadows stretched unnaturally long, bending and twitching as if reacting to the vibration. And then she saw them. Figures, tall, gaunt, unfinished. Their faces looked like blurred photographs, details missing or smeared away. They moved toward the tower, drawn to the sound, or answering it. Elena sprinted back inside and slammed the manual override switch, trying to shut the tower down. Sparks flew. The hum increased, shaking the walls. Her headset activated on its own, And through the static came her own voice, but not from now. From the future. Do not answer the signal, her voice warned, trembling. Do not let them through. The tower lights exploded in a flash. The hum stopped. Silence swallowed the forest. When the morning search teams arrived, they found the tower collapsed, equipment fried, and the trap door to the bunker pried open. But Elena was gone. The only thing left was her headset, still recording, capturing her final whisper. Do not answer the signal. Since that night, Redwood Pines has reported a strange phenomenon. Every night at 2:30 a.m., a low hum rolls through the trees, vibrating across rooftops and waking dogs in the town center. Experts say it's just wind in the forest. Locals know better. They say something is still answering a signal that should have never been broadcast. And if you ever find yourself alone in those woods at 2:30 a.m., don't follow the sound.